Level 1 looks like a completely normal childhood. Level 10 looks like something Western parenting books haven't even named yet. Today, we're ranking a Pakistani upbringing from 1 to 10. Some levels you'll recognize instantly. Others, you might not believe are real. Let's start at the beginning. Welcome to Mentivara, where we explore the quiet wisdom hidden inside Pakistani culture. Today's format is a little different. Instead of comparing two cultures side by side, we're breaking down one upbringing across 10 escalating levels. Stick around to the end, because level 10 is genuinely unforgettable. Level 1. Taking your shoes off at the front door. No exceptions. Not for guests, not for kids, not for anyone. This is universal. If you grew up in a Pakistani household, this is simply how floors work. Level 2. Eating with your right hand. Specifically, the right hand. Specifically, at the table. Specifically, together as a family. Meals aren't just nutrition here. They're a daily ritual that quietly reinforces the whole household eating and talking at the same time. Level 3. Greeting every elder who walks into a room. Every time. Even if you just saw them 10 minutes ago. Even if you're in the middle of something. Respect for elders isn't an occasional gesture in this culture. It's a constant, low-level habit repeated dozens of times a day. Level 4. Being fed by hand as a small child, well past the age Western parenting guides suggest a child should be self-feeding. To outsiders, this can look like overindulgence. Inside the culture, it's simply seen as an extension of care that ends naturally on its own timeline. Now we're moving into the levels that start to surprise people. Level 5. Extended family living under one roof. Sometimes 3 generations at once. Grandparents, parents, and children, sharing not just a house, but daily decisions, finances, and child-rearing duties. Privacy looks different here. So does loneliness. Both, in different ways, are rarer. Level 6. Marriage is being discussed, sometimes seriously, before a child even finishes school. Not arranged in the dramatic sense many Western shows portray it. More like a long, ongoing family conversation that starts decades earlier than most Western families would consider normal. Level 7. A level of household contribution from children that would startle a lot of Western parents. Cooking, cleaning, caring for younger siblings, sometimes starting as young as 8 or 9 years old. Not as punishment, as simply what being part of a household means. Now, here's where I have to be honest with you. Level 8 is the one I personally find hardest to explain to anyone who didn't grow up around it. Level 8. Being asked, directly and repeatedly, about your career, your marriage, and your life choices by relatives you might see once a year. Boundaries, in the Western therapeutic sense, often don't apply the same way here. Everyone is, in some sense, considered family business. I'll admit, even within the culture, this one tests people's patience. Level 9. A level of sacrifice from parents that's rarely spoken about directly. Parents working multiple jobs, skipping their own needs for decades, specifically so their children can have opportunities they themselves never had. It's rarely framed as sacrifice out loud. It's just what a parent does. And now, Level 10. The rare, full version. A household where every single one of these levels exists at once? Amplified. 3 generations under one roof. Children fed, guided, and corrected by not just parents, but aunts, uncles, and grandparents simultaneously. Every achievement celebrated by an entire extended network. Every struggle absorbed by that same network before it ever becomes a child's burden alone. To an outsider, it can look overwhelming. To the people inside it, it can feel like never, for a single moment, being alone in the world. Now, I want to be clear about something important. None of this means Western independence-focused parenting is wrong, or that more privacy and individual space is somehow worse. Plenty of people thrive with boundaries, therapy, and personal space that this kind of upbringing simply doesn't offer. This isn't a ranking of better and worse. It's a map of how differently family can be defined, depending on where you grow up. So here's what this scale really shows. A Pakistani childhood isn't one experience. It's a spectrum, from quiet daily habits at level 1 to an entire way of life by level 10. And most people, even within the same culture, land somewhere different on that scale. If you found this interesting, subscribe to Mentivara. Every week, we uncover the wisdom inside Pakistani culture that the modern world is only just beginning to understand. Comment below. Be honest. What level did your childhood land on? I want to know.